again, back like I promised. Today we are going to do a table centerpiece for a lovely party. In this case, I'm going to pretend it's my mom's birthday party because it is her birthday today. We would normally be celebrating, and of course I would normally bring beautiful flowers. So this is our quarantine pretend version today. Now I picked this awesome vase I have. Now this is actually a bowl that I got from a store around here, but it's metal and I just loved it. I suppose it was supposed to be a salad bowl, but it is a centerpiece vessel. That is what I use it for. So you can kind of pick anything a little bit bigger around your house if you're trying to make a bigger statement on a table. I have plenty of other vases that you could do something similar in, just regular vases. So you can pick whatever you have is great. Or if you see something special in a store and you're thinking, hey, I've got this upcoming party, birthday party, whatever, snag it up. Now I lined mine with just a bunch of floral frogs because I really want to get some different angles, so that's why I layered them in there. You can do this with floral foam, which of course we have this little piece of it. So I've got some pretty, again, remember this is quarantine, so these are the flowers I have. I've got, again, those I think were hearts, roses, my strontia again, my pretty, and some of them are sort of getting a little wilty, but we're going to make that work, gorgeous garden roses, and I do have a spray rose to pop in, and then of course greenery. Now I'm also going to pop in some clementines today, so you can see what mixing floral and fruit looks like. It's always fun. It adds a really bright pop. So today, with my colors being a little bit darker and we're getting into spring, I'm going to add this fun citrus element. Plus my family isn't eating these fast enough. Now I don't always do this, but because I think it's easier, I think it'd be easy for everyone to start with. It gives you a nice base, and then you don't have to worry as much about filling things in. So we're just going to take our greenery and we're going to cut it to whatever length we see fit. However long or big you're trying to make this arrangement, the longer you want your stems. If you wanted a nice tight fit in there, you're going to cut them nice and short. I'm going to go for an elongated centerpiece, which I'll have to scoot back the camera a little bit for you guys to see. But I'm going to take longer pieces on the edges and then some shorter pieces on the side. So we'll start with some of our longer pieces. And like I said, the reason I did multiple, we don't want that greenery in there. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and cut nice filler. I have to play around sometimes with floral frogs. Because the pins go in one direction, it might take a little bit of playing to get it in the right spot. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in my greenery all around. Again, keeping it long on the sides and a little bit smaller on the other sides. Okay, great. Now all of our greenery is added in. I wanted to make a note too that you could do this with chicken wire, a lot of balled up chicken wire, and sort of tape that down. I would have done that, except I forgot it while I was leaving the shop. So this is what we are working with today. I'm going to back up the camera here so you can sort of see, and we'll kind of jump back into it. Okay, back at it. So I think I'm going to go through first and add in my roses. Since they're a little bit bigger rose, I think it's going to give us a good shape to start with. Sometimes it's hard if you start with the smaller things and then you add the bigger flowers in. You sort of lose your smaller items. I like to add them in last, and it adds, maybe keep them out a little further, it adds a lot of dimension into everything. I'm going to go through and I'm going to add my roses in. Now, like I said, I want this a little elongated. You can elongate that with flowers as well. I think I'm going to let my greenery speak today and keep my florals a little tighter. Again, playing with those floral frogs in here. You might have to make some adjustments as you go. Sometimes you push in one and maybe something else kind of slips out, so you have to tuck some stuff in sometimes. Depending on where your pins are is kind of where you have to put stuff. And don't forget about the center of your arrangement. I know sometimes you'll be worried about filling in the edges and making sure that either your vase is covered or your working inside is covered. You know, some people like to see those floral frogs, sometimes people don't. I will have a solution for that at the end. But we're just going to keep going through. Kind of same concept, go through, see your spaces that you feel like need to be filled. Now, like I said, some of these are getting a little droopy, but we're going to use that to our advantage. Sometimes I like the worn look of something that's just a little bit past its prime. Nothing's wrong with that. So I'm going to highlight this guy. I'm going to keep him up a little bit taller because I like the way his little petals are drooping. And for me, when you're designing at home and you're designing for yourself, the rules sort of don't apply. You can do whatever you want, whatever's your style, however you like it. When I'm designing for a client, of course, the rules of design apply and what their style is and what they like. But when you're designing for yourself, have a little fun and cut yourself some slack. There's no right or wrong. I know some people are like, oh, I'm not going to follow this correctly. You know, you can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. And guess what? It's flowers. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be gorgeous. Don't worry. Like I said, sometimes you knock some stuff out. Okay, great. It looks like for now, I'm going to be done with the roses. I'm going to back the camera up so you can see. Okay, so now we've got our base with our greenery and our larger blooms. I'm going to now go in and add a few of our airier things. Again, yesterday we were talking about things with breaks. I just like the kind of soft, airy element that brings. I realize this rose is kind of blocking my face a little bit. Sorry. So we're just going to go pop those through. I'm going to tuck a few of them in and then leave a few out. This is going to give, again, that dimension, that texture, and just give a little bit of something something. Because I have this one rose up, I'm liking this kind of asymmetrical vibe I've got going. So I'm going to accentuate that. same thing. I'm going to tuck some of them in, leave some of them out. Now I'm going to show you how to add. Okay, can you guys see this? This is my cat driving me nuts, hitting me through the curtain. Okay, this is why it's quarantine videos. I'm just saying, this isn't real life. My cat is hitting me. Oh boy. Okay, we are going to add in our clementines. Now I like it when my clementines are cut in half. So I simply just took some like barbecue skewers, or you can get small sticks, and then I kind of cut them down to size. You can use your clippers or anything you have that would cut those. Okay, I cut a few small sticks here. I'm gonna take my clementine and I'm gonna cut it in half. No right or wrong, cutting it in half, any which way you please. You can go with the slices or against them depending on what look you like. I prefer when it's like this, where you can see the whole thing, versus with the slices. See the difference? This is what I prefer. But whatever you prefer. I'm going to cut some of my sticks just a touch longer. Made a few of them a little bit short. You're just going to take that sharp part of the skewer and stick it right through. And all we're doing is just like our flowers. We're going to tuck it in. Now with foam, this is a bit easier because your stick will go easily into the foam. This isn't so easy with the floral frog. So we're just going to nestle it in. We're not going to worry about shoving it deep into the floral frog or anything like that. We're just going to kind of gently rest it and tuck it in there. We're going to build a few little layers here. So we're going to do some sticks a little bit longer and some not quite as long. And I'm okay with seeing our stick. To me, that is not the end of the world. Again, we are at home. This is for us. I like that pop of the citrus in there. Cute, right? Sorry, this rose keeps blocking me. I'm not that tall. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to tuck in this Spanish moss, kind of just around my edges, let it drape down, and just be really natural feeling. Some of this will also help support some of your clementines. If you're finding they're a little heavy, you can support them with a little bit of the moss underneath. I like how it just kind of twirls down. It's very, very natural because it is a natural element. Cute. One rose over here not wanting to cooperate, which you'll find. Like I said, with floral frogs, you kind of have to play around. Sometimes you add one, something kind of adjust with those pins and their width apart. You just kind of play around. So sometimes if you're, you know, worried about that or don't think it's working, foam can be a really great option for you. I'm going to tuck in one little orange right there. Okay, we are done. I'm going to pop this back so you can see. I'm going to take some aerial views of it so you can see it in full. I might style it a little bit so you can see what I would do on a table centerpiece. I hope this was helpful today. I think I'm going to do corsages next. Maybe you're having a birthday party for your grandma or an aunt or something and you want to make them just a little something special. I'm always known to do random little things like that for our parties, and I think they're appreciated. So hopefully you enjoyed this one, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in to my quarantine series, Nap Time Tutorials.